Peace and love, family. Peace and love, family. TC Spiritual Shepherd. Yo, the lighthouse for y'all. Bringing the light to the whole house. You know, not going to leave it under a basket or something like that. And no, that's not me being rude. That's me being cool with you guys. But really, don't put your light under a basket. Don't dim your light for nobody. Yo, maybe this is exactly what this is exactly about. Maybe this is exactly what this is exactly about. But ultimately, don't dim your light for anybody, guys. Don't dim your light for anybody. The reason why is because it's a trap. Not only is it entrapment, but you'll start to believe less of yourself. You'll start to believe lower of yourself if you do so. So on the flip side, because this is a positive light vibrational channel, but like I said, I'm just going to put it out there. Don't let nobody dim your light. So then what do? So the main thing is that increase my light. So like I try to give people my psychology really easily, because then once they get my psychology, they can kind of absorb it and start to work on it themselves, because you're not going to always have me around. Like, yeah, I'm coming back again, but I'm not always going to look like him. All right. Not always going to look like him. All right. So the main thing about this is that you increase your vibrational light. You increase your vibrational light. So people will try to dim your light. They'll backhanded compliments, you know, they'll try to degrade you. They'll try to demoralize you. They'll try to lie against your name. They'll try to slander anything. So a lot of this has nothing to do with other people. As much as we think that it has everything to do with other people, that's where the power is lost, is that you think it has something to do with other people, that you don't have enough power, in your life to speak of your own life and the own goodness of your life. That no weapon against me shall prosper, even when my enemy is praying on my downfall, or even when my enemy is praying against me or praying against my prayers or trying to do anything like this. It's never going to work, because no weapon formed against me shall prosper, because I am within the Most High, and the Most High is within me. All right. I and the Most High are one. The mindset of this is that you are not a victim, you're a victor. You are not a victim, you're a victor. That you are somebody who doesn't necessarily need to go outside of themselves to receive validation that your point of view is good. You don't need somebody to co-sign on your life. You don't need someone to co-sign on your YouTube channel. You don't need somebody to co-sign on the way that you make money, or co-sign on whether you're super productive or whether you're super not productive, or any of these different types of things. You don't need someone to co-sign your life. You're taking care of yourself. Yeah, you might have some speed bumps. Yeah, you might mess up here and there, but the evidence is starting to show. The evidence is starting to bleed through. The evidence and the intelligence and the patience, and patience pays. You know, patience pays. All good things come to those who wait patiently. So this comes to, and I'm starting to realize, to wait patiently, gratefully, is a very big one. I've realized is that when you're grateful and you're patient while you're waiting, it's difficult to people, because they make it difficult for them, but it's difficult for people to be patient and grateful, because we are taught instant gratification. We're taught rush. We're taught grind culture. I'm not saying don't grind. I'm just saying don't grind like everybody else thinks that they should grind, or thinks that we should grind. I'm not saying don't grind. I'm saying sometimes grinding is meditating for an hour a day. You didn't move. You were sitting in stillness. You were sitting in silence. You were praying. You were affirming. You were confirming. You were speaking to the Lord. You were letting the Lord speak through you. All of these things. You were being receptive to what the Lord was speaking while you were in that stillness meditation. Be still and know that I am God. The presence comes from us. The presence is by us showing up in the present tense now, not thinking that it's going to come in the future, or that it's going to come later on, or that it already happened. Now, already happened is just evidence that it can happen, and so it can happen now. And in the future, if it has the possibility of happening, it also has the possibility of happening now, because the future is also going to be the now once we get to it. Once we get to that future, once we get to that future now, once we've had a few nows, and then we're going to have a future now. They're all just nows. The past tense, when it was happening, it was in the now, and then it turned into a memory. It was stored as a now, and then you stored it, and then you started identifying that stored now, all your stored nows, because you're in the now. That's the only thing that you're in, is right now, is here in this moment. And you're just building momentum, and then you just memorize your momentum, and you think of that as the past, but those are just nows. So that is the first arising of the consciousness of what I'm saying, is that you start to heal old versions 5 years, 10 years, 20 years ago by what you're doing right this second. You start to hear 20 years into the future, 40 years into the future, 10 years into the future, 5 years into the future, because of the work that you're doing right here, right now, in this moment, building momentum. Okay? You're going to impact somebody in 5 years who will watch this video, or impact somebody in a year who will watch this video, and they'll be like, this is exactly what I needed to hear. I just needed to be in the now today. I just needed to not dim my light. I just needed to embrace my vibration. I just needed to not give up on myself, instead of thinking that because everyone else gave up on me, or gave up on believing in that I would be able to live, or I'd be able to survive, or I'd be able to thrive in my life, I'd be able to provide, I'd be able to be a provider, I'd be able to do whatever I'm supposed to be able to do. It comes from a change of mindset, and it comes from a change of heartset. See, we don't even talk about half of this stuff, but it's a change of heartset and a change of mindset, but it's a change of heartset. It's about setting your vibration to a different vibration, to a higher vibrational reality, to a more high standard vibration. The preservation of our knowledge, okay, is what is going to help conserve our power. Because knowledge is power, or the application of knowledge is power. And so by us to preserve our knowledge is going to conserve our power. To preserve something is to conserve something. So when we preserve, when we hold the preserves of our knowledge, we're also going to conserve our power and our intelligence and the enlightenment of ourselves. We're going to preserve our light, inner light into our minds. Enlightenment. That's really what it is. Don't let it confuse it. Don't misconstrue it. Don't woo-woo it. Whatever. Okay? Our mindset point is this. So if you let someone dim your light, you are giving them consent to be able to be in control of your light, of your power. Think of it as power. You know, like when you turn on a light bulb into a house. Interesting. But if you don't ever give them the availability. So I learned this not from someone who is Christian. All right. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. But does it mean that it's false? No. Because it's a psychology. I'm not saying that he got this from someone else, or like some other person who's not Jesus Christ. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, like, this person doesn't identify as a Christian. But I learned this from someone else, and I'm going to just put you guys on game. But ultimately, the main thing that I learned is that don't give your emotions, don't give others the availability to control your emotions. You get to control your emotions. You get to consent to that. You get to have consent over your emotions, and being able to give those away freely or not. That's what being stoic is. And so a lot of us, we are at the whims of our emotions. I'm not saying that this is good or bad. I'm just saying that we're not trained enough into how to handle our emotions. And so, and I'm not saying that it has to be a certain way or anything. I'm saying be free, but I'm saying, like, don't ever give someone the availability to be able to make you angry. Because if they can make you angry, they control you. But if you don't ever give them the consent, which is what I'm getting to, the last little bit of this, if you don't ever consent to giving your light away, okay, or dimming your light based on someone's negative point of view of you, somebody who would constantly misunderstand you or whatever, if you don't always do that, then you're not going to tap into that, and you're going to conserve that energy for yourself. And all that energy that they were trying to project to get you to believe will go back to them. Okay? That's it. Peace and love, y'all. Let's do it.